What if the life you are living today isn't the life you were truly meant to experience? What if the doubts, fears, and limitations you've quietly accepted as reality were never actually who you are? Most people spend their entire lives believing they are trapped by bad luck, painful mistakes, or difficult circumstances, operating under the assumption that their past has already written their future. They watch others succeed and assume that success belongs only to those born with more talent, better opportunities, or seamless situations. But that is a lie. The greatest prison you will ever face isn't your job, your bank account, or your current environment. The real prison exists entirely inside your own mind. The moment you learn how to reset your internal narrative, everything in your world begins to change. Your next chapter doesn't start tomorrow, next month, or next year. It begins with a single decision, a single belief, and one powerful choice you make right now. Everything shifts the moment you stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this trying to teach me? So most people spend years waiting for the perfect opportunity, the right connection, or the ultimate situation before they finally take action. They look at highly successful individuals and believe those people were simply lucky enough to avoid the struggles everyone else faces. But that is just a story they've repeated so many times that it starts to feel like reality. And the most dangerous thing about a false belief is that it can feel completely true. The greatest battle you will ever fight isn't against the economy, your circumstances, or the opinions of other people. The ultimate battle is happening inside your own mind. Inside your brain lives a voice that constantly tries to protect you from change, whispering that you should wait, that you're not ready, or that you might fail. If you listen to that voice long enough, a dangerous pattern takes hold. A fleeting thought becomes a fixed belief. A belief becomes an automated decision. A decision becomes a daily habit, and eventually, that habit dictates your entire life. Before you even realize what happened, you are no longer creating your future. You are simply repeating your past. Your mind does not always tell you the truth. It tells you the stories you have practiced the most. Every thought you repeat becomes familiar. Every familiar thought begins to feel comfortable, and every comfortable thought begins to feel like absolute reality. Your brain is not designed to make you successful. It is designed to keep you safe. But in the modern world, what feels safe is often exactly what keeps you stuck. Comfort can easily become a hidden cage that doesn't look dangerous or feel painful, but simply keeps you exactly where you are. Think about carrying a heavy backpack filled with stones every single day. At first, you notice the weight, feeling every step and the intense pressure on your shoulders. But after carrying it for years, you forget it's even there and start believing that life is just supposed to feel this heavy. That is exactly how limiting beliefs work. They become so familiar that you stop questioning them. You stop asking if they are even true, and you simply accept them as part of your identity. But your fears, your mistakes, and your past are not your identity. Those experiences happen to you, but they do not define you unless you give them the power to do so. The moment you separate yourself from your past, you create space for growth. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning expecting progress instead of problems and searching for opportunities instead of limitations. Notice how your posture changes, your energy shifts, and your confidence begins to rise, not because your external circumstances changed overnight, but because your relationship with yourself changed. External changes alone are never enough. A bigger house cannot remove self-doubt. More money cannot automatically create confidence. And a new job cannot repair an identity built around fear, because transformation always starts within. What story have you been repeating to yourself? Your subconscious mind is always listening. It doesn't argue, and it doesn't filter whether a thought helps or hurts you. It simply accepts repeated messages and begins creating behavior to match them. Where your attention goes, your energy follows, and your life begins to grow. Successful people are not successful because they never experience doubt. They are successful because they refuse to let doubt control their decisions. Confidence is not created before action. Confidence is created because of action. You don't wait to become confident before taking the first step. You take the step, and confidence grows because you prove to yourself that you are capable. Think about every skill you have today: walking, speaking, or working. None of these abilities appeared instantly. They develop through relentless repetition, and your mindset works the exact same way. Real transformation does not happen because you feel motivated for a single day. It happens because you become deeply committed to becoming someone new. Don't wait for the perfect moment or a wave of inspiration, because the perfect moment is created by the person who decides to begin despite the fear. Think about how a tree grows. You never stand beside it and watch it become stronger in one afternoon. You don't see the roots expanding beneath the ground or the quiet progress happening when nobody is paying attention, yet every single day the tree is growing deeper and stronger. Your personal growth works the exact same way, because the strongest transformations happen in the moments nobody sees. When you choose discipline over comfort, when you keep going even when there is no applause, and when you make promises to yourself and keep them. Stop comparing your beginning to someone else's finish line. You don't see the years of sacrifice, failure, and uncertainty behind another person's success. Every strong person has experienced moments of weakness, but the difference is they refuse to let the struggle become their identity. They understood that a difficult moment is not a difficult life, a failure is not a failed person, and a setback is simply another lesson on the path forward. Your future is not built by one massive, dramatic decision. It is built by the small choices you repeat every single day: the way you think in the morning, the way you respond to problems, the way you protect your time, and the way you speak to yourself. Small choices become incredibly powerful when repeated consistently. If you want a different life, you must build a different version of yourself, because your results are always connected to the person creating them. When you build yourself from the inside out, you no longer depend on perfect conditions to move forward. You no longer need everything around you to be easy before you believe you can succeed, and you become the person who creates progress even when life feels completely uncertain. You do not discover your strength during comfortable seasons. You reveal your strength during challenging ones. Pressure does not create your character. It exposes it. When life becomes difficult, it reveals whether you have developed true courage or whether fear is still making your decisions, which is why your mindset is your foundation. Without a strong foundation, even the greatest opportunities can feel overwhelming. But with a strong foundation, even the biggest challenges become something you can handle. Think about a massive building. Nobody notices the foundation when everything looks beautiful on the outside as people admire the height, the architecture, and the view. But the only reason that building stands through violent storms is because of what was built underneath the ground. Your life works the exact same way. Your mindset is your foundation, or your beliefs are the structure, and your habits are the actions that lock everything into place. Right now, there is a stronger, more confident, and more disciplined version of you that already exists inside your potential, and that person is waiting for you to stop holding yourself back. Every limiting belief you release brings you closer to that version. Every promise you keep to yourself strengthens that identity, and every challenge you overcome becomes proof that you are capable of more. Make a commitment to yourself today. Stop asking if you're good enough and start becoming the person who refuses to quit. Stop searching for outside approval and start trusting your own journey. Stop measuring your future by your past and start measuring it by the choices you make from this exact moment forward. Your future is not created by what happened yesterday. Your future is created by what you decide today. The person looking back at you in the mirror has survived every difficult moment, every heartbreak, and every setback that once seemed completely impossible. You are still standing, and that means your story is not finished, and there is still so much more waiting for you. Reaching the next level requires you to leave your old identity behind, because you cannot create a new life while staying entirely loyal to the beliefs, excuses, and comfort zones that created your old one. The moment you decide that your future matters more than your excuses, everything begins to move. You stop seeing challenges as punishments and start seeing them as preparation. And you stop running away from discomfort and start using it as a tool for growth. Your life can change in a single moment, and that moment is usually a decision. The decision to stop living as the person who doubts themselves. You do not need to have the entire journey figured out. And you do not need to know every single step. You only need enough courage to take the next step. 1 year from now, you will look back at this moment and realize it was a massive turning point. The day you decided that your dreams deserve your discipline, your goals deserve your effort, and your life deserves your absolute best. Your future isn't waiting for luck, perfect timing, or someone else to save you. It is waiting for you. Choose courage over comfort. Choose discipline over distraction. Choose growth over fear. Take that first step, then take another, and never look back, because your next chapter starts right now.